Okay. Number one, this is for any coach out here or parent. Let me tell you the most important thing that any parent, okay, or coach that's here can instill in their child. I know we talked about the sportsmanship and all that stuff, and that's the icing on the cake. But the number one factor for everybody, teach your child to become the best competitor they can be. That's it, okay? The best competitor. Now, if you're not in, you're out. You run for every ball. No excuses. 100% every time you get on the court. And parents, if you're not doing it, you're not doing your job. That's the number one goal. Any coach here, that's the number one thing. And that's the most common thread that I see in anybody who's played number one on their high school team, went to college for free, played on the pro tour. The best competitor they can be. Let me ask you guys a question, and you can raise your hand. How many of you guys have played someone? I like that. If you're late, you'll never be great. Okay, listen. How many of you guys have lost to someone and you had a better forehand, you had a better backhand, and you had a better serve? Raise your hand. What the heck is that all about? See, it's not on the outside. It's on the inside. They run, they fight, they sweat, and most of all, they shut up. No excuses. They're all about the competition. They're all about the competition. You guys, and that's the first thing that I look for and I try to instill in every child, okay? Every child. You guys, listen. It's not about the forehand. It's not a beauty contest. Even though I'm big into biomechanics, it's not the backhand and serve. Those are the weapons that you need to go into combat. But I want to share something with you guys that's very important, okay? I get a call back in the day from this guy, Richard Williams, okay? And he wanted me to take a look at his daughter. And right then and there, I never saw in my life, and I haven't to this day, two little girls try so hard. Now, that doesn't, when I said we're going to play competition, everything changed. I never saw two little girls try so hard. The ball would be 10 feet out, they'd still be running, and their nose would be that far off the ground. Serena fell down a few times, not because of coordination. There was something inside these two little kids. There was a rage. There was a rage. And what that means is one thing. When you're all about the competition, like the great Andy Roddick, he was number one in the nation when I had him. He was a feisty mosquito. The guy wouldn't leave me alone. His thirst for competition was brutal. All he wanted to do was compete. He just wanted to compete, all right? And when you have that all about the competition, because everybody gets nervous, everybody chokes. When you're all about the competition and you just love the battle, all right, you're going to handle pressure better. You guys, I'm just telling you how to get mentally stronger. You're not worried about the seed, the UTR, the wind, the sun. You're all about the competition. And that's why I knew those two little girls, okay, would become great. I didn't know two of the greatest of all time, but I knew there was something special. And I've seen that in other people, whether they played high school tennis, whether they played college tennis, whether they went on to pro tennis. It's what's on the inside. And that's a big message for all the parents and coaches, the best competitor. And if they're not competing, if they're checking out mentally at Publix every other point, not good. This is not a beauty contest. You guys just told me you had a better forehand, backhand, and serve. Another person's beating you because they just love to run and fight. And it's all about consistency every day. If you get in that routine, you'll become a machine, okay? And that's what I loved about those two girls more than anything. Sure, you need other attributes. You know, genetics help, speed, quickness. You can learn the strokes. You can learn the strategy. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, all right? And this is very, very important. About the competition, everybody, I hope you guys are listening. This is the most important thing. You love to compete, never making excuses. Every time you get knocked down, you're going to try harder. And this is something, pay attention, and they touched upon it earlier. This wasn't in the movie. Every single day, you guys pay attention, every single day after practice, both Venus and Serena would come up, give me a hug, and say, Rick, thank you very much. Now, sometimes Serena was a little chippy. The fist pump was a little more authoritative. V was a little more softer. But at the end of the day, gratitude, appreciation, thankful, life lessons, Richard Williams, just like you heard all the speakers before me talk about. That's the cornerstone. That's the most important thing. And another thing, everybody pay attention, they brought their books to the court every single day. Their books were on the court. And if it rained, go up in Rick's office, okay? Because I need all the parents to understand one thing, and this was echoed earlier. Pay attention. They're kids first, and tennis players second. You've got to remember that. You can get caught up in this hamster wheel, and it becomes crazy, and you're worried about all this stuff. I could tell 20 names right now. Number one in the United States, 12 and under, 14 and under, 16 and under, 18 and under. You never heard of them. All right? Listen, your goal should be very simple. Okay? Be the best competitor you can. Do amazing in school. All right? Try to get the best college scholarship that you can. And from there, if any of you have that drive and ambition and talent, and you want to try pro tennis, but that should be everybody's goal. And your goal every day, just get better. Work harder.